You mute the streams. Here we go. Let's try e4. Oh, I'm white again. This white is good. Let's try d4. Oh, I'm white again. c4? 5 for 5? No way. This would be... I had it on random, didn't I? I'm pretty sure I had it on random. I didn't change that setting. This is how it's normally done, by the way. Simuls in person. Oh, and one black. There we go. Four out of 5. Okay, we got action. Here we go. We have action. We have the French land. We also have, well, to be determined. Alright, let's go knight c3. Sicilian. There we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Get that knight out. Okay. This can tend towards a win-a-war, or we go with this. Tarash. The Nimzo Indian. No thanks. No thanks. And what do we want to try here? Let's try this. Open Sicilian, or let's try this. Hopefully I don't get into trouble like Carlson did against Mr. Rajabov. Round 8. Candidates. Tournament 2013. Who knows what I'm talking about? Okay. Just capture. Yes. And, okay, my opponent's still chewing on that one. Whoa. Really? D4? I play preparing D5. Do I play D4 myself? And if captures, I'm okay to recapture because there isn't that convenient knight C6 tempo gaining move. D4 takes, queen takes, D5. And then what could I be doing? Bishop out. Let's do that. Queen here? Really? Okay, so Black doesn't want to allow any structural defect. I was maybe threatening to give up the bishop pair and cause that type of an issue for Black, but now capturing. Okay, you could take with the queen. She is accessible from c7, and by that I mean knight c3 to d5 stuff. Let me jump around to these other games real quick. I was thinking for a second I might have forgot to put the right time control. Okay, everyone is 25 minutes, 10-second increment. I got that right. I think candidate move-wise, I'm thinking about castling. I'm thinking about knight c3. And also thinking about c3, d4, just a building of the center. If after castles and a6 is played, where do I go with my bishop? Well, let's see if that's even played. Maybe I'll take the knight. Maybe I'll run away. Whoa, okay. Really? All right, let me ask that bishop a question. Let me ask him a question. I want to know a little bit more about that bishop's intentions. What does he really want? I'm okay with this. And if takes, should I be in pre-move mode? Bishop takes, just take with the queen. I don't know yet. I should have been in pre-move mode with this one. Queen recaptures. And here we go. A6. Take the knight or not take the knight. If I'm not taking the knight, where exactly do I think I'm going? Not too far. Okay, my compensation for giving up the bishop pair, I will state it as this. I'm going to try to show some dynamic advantage in the form of time. Time. I want to show that my development in that game is maybe going to be the compensation. So c5 comes to mind. Now that there won't be any potential for, let's say, a bishop retreat to defend against this diagonal, now that I've asked a question, I could break this pin in one stroke with g5. c5 seems very, very appealing for both striking in the center, opening up the queen's diagonal. So let's do it. Notice how e4 is no good, because again, breaking the pin, that would drop e. So from here, bishop c4, I've actually gone through several games not too long ago out of that particular opening. I reviewed a lot of games by Mickey Adams. Let's see if it pays off. d5. d5. I was saying I would be meeting that move with bishop g5. Was I lying when I said that? Bishop out. Pressure on the knight. If c5, I still have this check. This is a very, very important detail. If the bishop is on e7 and I'm making a move like bishop g5, there's a structural change that benefits black greatly. Tempo gaining c5, tempo gaining d4, my knight has to run away, things are bad. So I have to always address this idea of c5 and d4 push. If I can't be meeting c5 with the queen check, then there's going to be a problem. And this guy suffers directly. He is then homeless. So bishop g5 is my first thought. If I capture right away, this knight is eventually going to be gaining a tempo on my queen. Maybe knight here is best. Starting to already look into doing what? Controlling d4 after this eventual capture. Bishop here, what would my opponent do? Bishop g5, bishop e7, that's once again a threat. Bishop g5, bishop e7, pawn takes, knight here is threatened. Okay, what about bishop here? How many times is it? 1, 2, it's attacked 3 times, it's defended 1, 2, 3. I'm attacking at 3, my opponent is defending at 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If I attack it a 4th time, my opponent has to do something about that. Well, this is a move I'm going to play anyhow, isn't it? Hang on. I'm torn here. Bishop out. I'm spending a ton of time on this. I should know this, but I don't. Bishop out. Bishop out. I'm gonna go with this one. I just eeny, meeny, miny, mowed it right there. I flipped a coin. That was my mental coin flip right there. I'll just move that bishop. Okay, now I was talking about having a time advantage here. Can I open the position up where I have the lead in development? How should I do that? d4 comes to mind immediately. And you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just going to say, go ahead. If you want to really take that pawn, I'm okay with it. And do I just take here? Yeah, let's karate chop that pawn. Okay, the queen is running away scared. Let's castle. This pawn I'll track down soon enough. Take with the queen, I'm pretty sure, because I want my knight here on c3 on its classic square. Let's go with that. Let's do it. My opponent's chewing on that one. Nothing here. Knight out. Knight c6, pawn push. Or yeah, knight c6, knight b5. However, what about bishop check? Bishop check. I'm having thoughts of the recent game between Rajabov and Gelfand, where he gives up his dark square bishop and he has d6, e5 structure. I don't think that this bishop is as active, or the bishop is more active in this game than that game. Let's see. Knight c6, bishop b4 check. I like bishop b4 check. I think knight c6, knight here threatens that d6 square. It's very scary. Maybe I should wait. What about a6, just to rule out that knight jumping in here? I think it's an important square to cover. Bishop b4 check. Where would the knight go? Knight c3? Maybe I could hammer away at that knight. Bishop check, knight here. If I don't take it right away, maybe knight here is available. Bishop check, knight c3, a6 doesn't seem like a right follow-up. Bishop check, knight c3, break the pin, and then jump my knight in to pile up on this guy. Maybe I could impose some structural defect on white without giving up my dark square bishop. I'm going to look to see if I could do that. So now, I think knight here right away. Yeah, looking to regroup this. If pawn push, I think rook here not only attacks the pawn, but pins it. So I would then be back on the d4 pawn. Okay, I don't believe I have any issues. Just bring my knight out or pawn push. Let's just go with that. I'm not so sure it matters. Okay, and now... oh, actually, you know what? I could be taking with the queen. But maybe I should be taking with the knight because it comes with tempo. Yeah. Let's see if that queen wants to go somewhere else. And I was talking about rook e1. Maybe I'll go knight c3 if the queen grabs that pawn. So, I can't do this just yet. So do I break the pin and then play my knight here? Queen here, knight here is very annoying. Yeah. Actually, maybe I do want to do this. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this, actually. I want to stop that knight b5 stuff. That's kind of scaring me. So let's get that pawn back. Nothing here yet. Something here. More pressure on c4. And now I don't have a good reaction. c5, there's no queen check. Pawn push, I get hammered. Knight here. I try to defend it. a5 comes, so I don't think I have to capture here, I'm pretty sure. Let's take... still on the queen. My opponent's waiting to make a decision there. Queen ending, or just do what? Knight takes knight. With thoughts of knight here. Yeah, I think it would help black out if I take with the queen, recapture. I don't know that there's any issues. I'm going to go with this. As much as I like queen trades, I don't think it's called for in that position. So, knight here. I could follow up with a pin. I think bishop out, and if knight c6, queen a4. And if pawn push, I could actually react by rook to d1. Actually, hang on, I would have pressure on c6, so I think getting my bishop out. So I could follow up with this. I want to focus on d4. Knight c6 moves away. I think this is okay. Queen there. Is bishop here a thought one day? Bishop h3. Queen here. This seems like very weak point. I think after just getting my piece out, knight here is a very strong threat. There is no knight here to defend against my knight jumping in because I could kick it away with e5. Opponent's still thinking in that one. And b5 is, I think, a very good move. Very important square to rule out knight b5 or even bishop b5. I think knight b5 was more of what I was thinking. I think c6 was a move here. Although, you know what? Maybe it's best to do what? c3, rook e1 are my candidate moves. Why c3 exactly? Or maybe bishop back. I think b5 is going to be coming soon, so maybe I should just anticipate that. Get it on a better square. I'm gonna do that. Okay. Rook d1 or bishop d3 is my candidates. Rook c1 maybe. You know what? Maybe I could just capture. Try for a minority attack. Capture first and then bishop d3. Nah, I want to try to get a little bit more out of it. Bishop takes knight. Knight takes queen. Bishop takes queen. Knight check. King here, then I could run away. I think I could take the knight first. I don't want to do that. I'm fearful of bishop b4 stuff. Let's pin this knight. I have to be careful about d4 because I'm on c6. Okay, ruling out knight moves here. Opponent does have the bishop pair. f4, f5. What about e5? Or bishop here with thoughts of maybe this. Bishop here, I have to be careful of forks. Bishop here to maybe back up. I think this is a good diagonal. b5, bishop here. That light square bishop is of the two bishops. I have to be more concerned about him because I can't challenge him with one of my bishops, of course. How do I get play working? f4. I'm investing a lot of time very early in these games. Activity, activity, activity. Where are you at? I really want to play f4. Let's do it. Let's do it. Alrighty. So now what about the bishop? Queen coming out right here I think is a good idea. Because of what? Because it gets out of the pin. I'm okay with that structure. If they want to damage the structure. I'm getting out of the pin and I'm threatening knight to e4. Queen there, huh? Now that's interesting. Rook here. First thought. I don't have a second thought. I want to be able to meet maybe a bishop move here. I think knight here might even be a line, even though they're on h2. Castle kingside or queenside? Actually, queenside is something I could be considering, I think. I'm going to play a little bit more safe. I think I have to bank some time here. Okay, this I can't be doing now. This knight is a little bit more on the soft side now. a3 isn't even a threat because of this pin, now that the queen has dropped off the back. There is now in the second rank there. So knight c6. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, h2. Should I be afraid? Oh, man. Let's see. Knight here, bishop takes pawn, king h1. No, I think it's just h3 actually. h3 and then knight here, bishop takes pawn, king there. I'm on this. Castles, knight takes g7, king takes. I don't see what I have next. Might be some queen move. If I could get to g5, I would pick up the knight with check. Check on g5, and then check after I pick the knight up. Don't believe it's working, though. Let's just go with h3. Okay, so my opponent has to solve this bishop's. He has an issue. Let's take towards the center first. My knight has pressure on him, doesn't he? and this is indirectly pressured. Pawns on light, coordinating with my dark square bishop. I think just f5, more position opening up a bit more. I'm looking at knight d5 sacrifices as well. I think this is a good start. Let's go for it. Try and open stuff up. Knight here was my thought from this spot here. What do I do here? Take the knight? I'm not really thinking about that. If I move this bishop back, I'm threatening knight here, aren't I? Drop the bishop back, a3. I'm still threatening knight here. I think that's a good idea. I don't want to deal with the structural issues. I think bishop here right now. Where does that knight go? Let's see. Let's see what he has up his sleeve. Pawn takes, knight captures. Do I want to allow a structural change with c4? That would be a 3-on-2. Not so sure I want to allow that. Pawn takes, knight takes, and then try to play against this point. Maybe h3. If c4, drop back. If this knight ever moves, I jump into e5. I think I'll be okay with that structural change. I'm doing this for both flight square, and I want to rule out maybe knight or bishop g4 stuff later on. Rook d1, knight f3. No, maybe not rook d1, because if I could get my king rook to d1, I would much rather that, because my queen rook, I think I would want to be on c1. Ideally, I want my queen rook on c1 and my king rook on d1. So, do I have the time to get in knight f3 castle and my king rook to d1? That's what I'm weighing right now. I think I do, and so let's go for it. Whoa, 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 whoa! That's my first thought. That's my first thought, if you didn't know. It's whoa. Knight here hits the bishop and threatens a fork. I could also take this pawn. This is not a good idea. This pawn moved here, so its #1 priority is to watch over d. So I think if I make some accurate moves early, this could be game over quickly. Knight here is the first one that jumps to mind. Knight here would even stop the queen from making use of this pin. Knight here, I'm on the bishop. That's got to be dangerous, and I think it's best right here, right now. I want to see what the bishop does, and I don't know about what decision I'll make about how to capture on f5. I have 3 different ways to capture. I wanna keep that in my back pocket. Now, I had intended knight to b4. Now, what's wrong with just going in for that? Pick up the bishop pair. My opponent doesn't have as great a grip over d5. It's not like a Marazzi bind with the e4, c4 structure, so I think I'm going for this imbalance now. I'm on the queen and the bishop, and my opponent is okay with this, are they? Bishop takes knight. They're going to look to attack my king, aren't they? I guess so. I guess so. I guess that's the plan, huh? I have something sneaky, though. I think I have something sneaky. If that bishop goes on that main diagonal, I think there could be some tactical issues on e6. So let's see if I'm bluffing. Not a good strategy in chess, by the way. Poker, yes. Chess, not so much. Not so much. Knight e5, knight takes, pawn takes. Is there a way I can make use of this diagonal? This rook is unprotected. Is there a way to get at it? Pawn takes, I could play against this hanging pawn structure. Pawn takes. I think I'll play against the hanging pawn structure. Pawn takes pawn. What are my other candidate moves? I don't know that I really have one. Let's just clarify the structure. Pressure on b2, huh? I see that. I definitely see that. Queen here. Offer a queen exchange. Ideally, I think that would be a good thing. Queen's off. To trade or not to trade is the big bad question. Oh, I can't resist. I can't resist. I think it's the right idea, though. Okay, so bishop there, it's restricted, so I'm trying to now deflect. Whenever an opponent's piece is tied down to the defense of another piece or even a square, I'm looking for the tactic of deflection. That's my first thought. Knight takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, rook takes pawn. This is a more forcing one. It opens up this file. Here, I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I want to keep this protected for right now, so maybe this. Ask it a question. I'm missing something more direct. Better just play something. Less than 10 minutes. Bishop has to go back here, pretty sure. Boom. Let's see where it goes. I think I take that and then get my butt castled. Okay, man. I think this is what I was thinking about. Knight takes pawn. Pawn takes, rook takes. I'm on the bishop. I'm threatening discovered tricks. The bishop can get out of the line of fire with check. I play here. The king moves here. Maybe I'd take that, I'd chop that knight up. Maybe I'd take the knight first and then go in for that combination. How about this? Bishop takes knight, pawn take. I only have 5 minutes in this game. Oh my goodness. What is going on? I think I had this game before in a simul. Is it the same player? I'm going to take that knight and play queen out here. Yeah, I don't buy it. I think my opponent's bluffing in that one. I think they're saying, you know what, I'm gonna be attacking you. Okay. How about that? How about that? Bishop takes bishop. I gotta react quick because of that one game. Because of that one game. Whoa! Hang on, I was ready to take the bishop. Oh man, I could have went into a laughing fit there. Hang on! F2! F2! The deadly F2! I almost missed it. Oh man. Oh, is Anton squared here? Where is he? I gotta take that queen before it's game over here. That wouldn't be mate, but you know what I'm getting at. You know what I'm getting at. I gotta take that queenie. You gotta go. Oh man. Almost got F2'd. Wow. It's been a while. Okay, let me castle, I think. I gotta start acting fast in this one. Fast, fast, fast. Complete development. Queen out here. I gotta do stuff that's instinctual. Throw a rook on a half open file. Chop this knight or chop this bishop. I want to get rid of the dark square bishop, I think. Let's make sure he's out of the game. The bishop went back home. Can't be fun. I believe I need to open up the e-file and do that with tempo. My knights are monsters. There's got to be something juicy in that game. Has to be. King takes. He is a fighter. If I've seen a fighter, it's that king right there. Okay. Knight here is a bug. What about knight d2? What about just castle? Do I really think I want to keep my king in the center? If I think that, I am a fool. I gotta just go with castle. Okay, queen's hitting my knight. I could give a check. I could also just defend my knight. I could also bring my queen out to f3. Queen f3 I like because of what? I'm defending my knight and I'm threatening this. Or no, maybe I do this. That's better. Queen f3, knight here when it challenges my knight. If bishop f4, queen takes knight, but c4 threatens bishop here. I think this is good. Knight's defended, bishop f4. I think this is a winning game there, but time. Oh, I can't even take that knight. Bishop takes bishop, huh? Okay, I think I have to drop back. Is that what I have to do? To be cautious of these dark squares, don't I? Queen all the way back? Let's try it. Okay, I gotta roll here. I have to roll. Okay, b3, I think, just to make sure c4 doesn't be annoying here. Or isn't annoying. Okay, trade city. Trade city, d6 is weak. I gotta get my light square bishop working. He's a stupid piece. No action in any of the games. Okay, some action. I feel like I just need to push this pawn. Rook d8 and then pawn push. Okay. Let's try it. I got to start moving here. Bishop here. I don't think there's a way to stop mate. In a great way. Bishop here, pawn push. I take that pawn. Pawn takes pawn, bishop takes pawn. Mate, I believe, is unavoidable, or the king is definitely, at the very least, running for the hills. Bishop c2. Only 4 minutes in that game. Okay. Put pressure on this pawn. Put pressure on this knight. This is an annoying pin. Let's throw my opponent in a pin. They can't be too happy about that, can they? Oh, knight here. No. I don't want to do that. Pin, push, takes. Queen recaptured. I don't want to do that just yet. Let's get my knight out of the way of my rook and put pressure on c5. Nothing here. Excuse me. Okay, bishop f4. Bishop f4. Oh, I'm not even threatening that. However, isn't the queen trapped? I'm controlling a ton of squares. She's got to go back here. No way. I'm pretty sure that is the case, though, isn't it? Whoa. Those knights are controlling everything. Everything. They're monsters. Knight takes pawn, pawn takes, bishop takes. How do you defend this? The king has to run. He's not running, though. Check. King there. Check. King there. And then this. Oh, no. Bishop takes, bishop takes, pawn push. Not so fast. Bishop... Oh, man. What about queen here instead? No. I only have 3 minutes. Knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes... Rook here instead? I want to be able to do this, otherwise I'm under some pressure. I'm doing it. I'm giving up that knight. He's stupid anyhow, isn't he? Oh, there's pressure on this pawn. Isn't there? What about just dropping the bishop back? Keeping my structure as is? He's still a weak link. I don't have a good square for my knight. The knight could jump in here with tempo. I could deal with that. I hope. Okay, this is a definite check. Definitely throw that one in. Now, pawn push is going to get hit with this. So I think I have to do this move. Get up a dark square structure. This is trouble. This is big trouble. Or is it? I could grab that pawn. I might want to do that. Grab that pawn and then run back. Grab the pawn and run home technique. And then just sack a pawn back just to free up my position. Take this pawn. And then do a sack back technique. Oh man, I gotta do something quick. I don't have any time in these other games. Let's just grab a pawn and just say it's okay. Say it's okay. Queen takes or bishop takes. Who would know the answer to that? Who would know? Queen takes? Oh, man. Okay, this is what I had planned. I have c3 covered. Very important detail. Now, what about rook here? Now there's no... I won't have any issues with my structure. Or is this pawn going to be an issue? How about knight here right now? Knight here and then here. Knight here. Knight here, I could go here. No, knight here, knight before a3 I think is okay. I'm going to try that. I have like no time in these games. Okay, this one is busted. There's so many different ways. Is there a quick mate? Feels like there might be a mate. Just take the knight. Just do anything. Okay. Gotta move quick. Yes, sir. Oh my goodness, I don't even have any time in this one. I'm in so much trouble. Time-wise and position-wise, I really feel like I'm in big trouble. Get out there now. I gotta roll. I gotta go so fast. Gotta fly. I gotta take another pawn, or is that really pushing my luck? I'd probably end up trapped if I grabbed another pawn. Bishop check. I knew that. I knew that one was coming. Whoa. This is super dangerous. Super dangerous. Action here. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Okay, what do I do about my bishop? Can somebody tell me? He's a tall pawn. He's suffering right now from tall pawn syndrome. Tall pawn syndrome. Let's try that. It's very bad. Dark square weaknesses everywhere. This is going to be mate. Coming up. Queen down. Oh, I could get this move in. They don't have enough protection on this. The knight's going to jump in here, though. He's going to jump into that square, isn't he? He's a tough guy, isn't he? What about this? Pawn push, pawn takes, and I just do this. And try and hold the fort. Pawn takes here, boom, boom. Oh, man. Pawn push, knight here. No, I could take this pawn. What am I doing? Pawn push, if the knight jumps here, I just take that pawn. Ah, that's the right move. Time issue, 55 seconds. Oh my goodness. Oh, wait a second. I should have done it a different way. Let's try this. Oh, I think I could have done something like taking here at some point, and then I'm on the bishop or something. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's try that. Time. Oh, my opponent resigned in that one. Okay, good game. I gotta focus on these now. Let's see. Let's do that. Okay, I could complete my development. Time. Less than a minute in this one. Oh, man. Okay, I gave up a knight for 2 pawns, and I don't have an attack. 4 games remaining. Oh, man. Stay focused, somehow. Oh, this game right here is a #1 priority. 55.7. Whoa. Okay. Game plans. Do some home cooking. If bishop takes bishop, I recapture with the rook. Oh, I'm on this pawn as well. I should have taken... Okay, we got action. The queen is defending this. Put pressure on it. That knight can't move for as long as I keep pressure on it. Get my last piece doing something. Okay. Pressure on c5. I'm ready to post up here. I just want this to simplify. I'm working on a good versus bad bishop, and as well as having a better pawn structure. Actually, I'm up a pawn here. I've had my development complete. I'm looking for bishop here, take out the knight, and then take out the pawn, or even pile up here. This is a threat. Bishop a4 might be my idea next. Less than a minute in this one, less than 5 minutes in this one. No issue with this one time-wise. We're about even in that one. 4 minutes in this one. Queen here or here, queen here. There's still b6. That's working into a pin. Queen here would stop bishop to a4, but would allow what? It would allow probably bishop here to here. I think no matter what, I could challenge this knight with my bishop. As soon as this pawn falls, I think the tables turn. Additionally, my opponent has to invest some time in getting a flight square for the king. We have action. We have action. Oh, I should take this pawn first? Pretty sure. With check. And get a third pawn. Get a third pawn and bank 10 seconds. Okay. Okay, I think this. Just make sure I eliminate that pawn. That's gotta be good. That's gotta be good. They're in a pin. That's a #1 pawn. He has to go. He has to go. No movement in anything else. Queen block I definitely have to take because there's a mate threat. Okay, I only have one option now. I gotta take like this, and this pawn is gonna be hit very soon. However, this rook is in a pin. His queen is restricted as well. Keep my queen right here. There's no way of getting out of this pin so easily unless the queen challenges. We have action over here. I think I do well to have this knight here. However, wait. Knight takes knight, pawn takes, bishop takes knight, and then knight dropping back here. I don't like bishop here one day. Controlling this, and I think I'll lose control of the d file. Maybe just knight here. No, I'm going to take that. Queen there, I take this pawn, right? They're still in a pin. Let's take that. Okay, bishop takes knight. Or just no, just challenge this rook right away. My bishop's way too strong. This rook, it doesn't really matter which rook. Take the knight first. And then knight here, I'm on this pawn. I'm just going to go with that. It's easier to calculate. Knight there. My bishop belongs right here. Queen there. Okay, now I could take here and take this a bunch of times. Pawn takes pawn, pawn takes bishop. No, I don't have enough on that. I gotta run away. Oh, I can't run away so easily. Pawn takes pawn. I think I do that. Let's do that first. Pawn push there. Could take that pawn. The rook gets to the second. I don't want to allow that. Still have a minute in this one. Not sure what I even want to do. Okay. Oh, what about this? Simplify a little bit. Those 3 pawns outweigh the bishop in an ending, maybe. Pawn push. The bishop's going to sack. The queen recaptures. That's bad news. I think this. But that allows... my back rank is an issue. What am I even doing? Double rooks? Rook here, bishop here. Let's do this. I want to control e5 so I can move my rook without bishop e5 available. Rook there. I was ready to move my rook here. That's losing. What about knight takes pawn right now? I think that's a blunder, that last move. Action here. Pawn. Okay, knight takes pawn. Is that available? Seems like it's tactically vulnerable. Let's just see how this works out. I think just have to go for it. Oh man, I feel like there's going to be some tactical issues. I gotta go for it, I think. Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay, there was a trick against my queen there. Okay, okay, it's still material is balanced. Yeah, that one stings. Oh, queen here. Maybe I should be taking this rook first. Let's do that. 35 seconds. Okay, knight there. Let's get a pair of rooks off and then throw bishop c4. Yeah, that's very annoying. Very, very annoying. I wanted to avoid that. What about pawn push? I need to get activated. Maybe pawn push. I'll drop that, but I'm gonna go for it. I want to take on e4. Okay, queen trade. Guess I have to go for it. And I have to try to win this imbalanced position. 3 minutes in this one. How do they recapture? They're on my queen. So I have to be moving my queen where to next? Right here? If I go here, there's queen here, but I take the bishop. I'm going to keep pressure on the knight. Okay, now I could take here actually, and I'm on the rook and this one. The white squares are very vulnerable. Is there something better? Rook here is met by rook takes knight. That's no good. Pawn push first? Is there any rush with taking this? I better take it before it's too late. Or what about pawn? No, let me just take this pawn. My opponent's going to be getting that material back. I think right here, keep pressure on the pawn. Got to get my king active. Oh, wasn't expecting that. It's an interesting move. Huh. Okay. Pawn push. Opponent didn't move in that game. Get back to this one. Where's that game? There we go. My light squares are so weak. Let's save that. My opponent moved. Whoa, they're giving that back? Oh man, are they gonna get mate? Rook here, I was thinking I'd get mated if I do that. Gotta drop back. I'm up a pawn now. And I'm defending that pawn. Okay. Pawn push. Very ugly, but maybe it's okay. Knight here. Yeah, let me try something else. I want to hang into that tricky knight. Okay, my opponent moved over here. I gotta bank some time. Okay. Now... Oh, I was ready to push the pawn. Yeah, let's not and say we did, please. Let's not and say we did. That's not a good move. Okay, this, I could go here. Whoa, what am I missing? rook here. Get rid of that knight. Yeah, that's a good move. It's definitely a good move. This is big trouble. These light squares are so darn weak. So weak. Oh, I forfeited on time in this one. Oh, man, that's too bad. Oh, what can you do? That was going to be an interesting endgame, too. Good game, Patriot Chess. Let's see. Okay, 3 games. I think I take this one. Oh, that's unfortunate. If I'm not careful, it'll happen in this game very soon. Oh, okay. That would. I think I was gonna like that end game. I think that was gonna be fun. This one's ticking. Give a check. I have to bank some time in that one. Okay, my opponent moved. I give another check. Really gonna take my rook? Okay, this one seems clean. Okay, base points are covered. I want my rook right behind the pawn. I'm gonna try and push him. Moved again. Let's check. Let's sneak over. I have over a minute in that one. I'm on the bishop in this one. My knight's gonna get kicked away. This bishop, he's a giant pest. He gets the award for being a giant pest. That's for sure. So now, I am in a pickle. Knight here, bishop pin. Could go here to defend. Let's try it. Let's try it. I'm setting myself up for disaster. Let's push that pawn. My rook is ideally placed and my opponent's knight is not ideally placed. For a second in this game I thought I didn't have a flight square. Getting back rank mated before you know it. Okay, let's do this. King towards the center and stop knight e4. I'm on this pawn. 3 minutes. We're about even in this one. Action this game. I don't care. Take him. King over. I'm just going to keep pushing. My king wants to play on what side of the board? This side. King position. Get my tricky knight involved. I don't want to jump in here so quickly. Knight here to this square is not so far off, so get my pawns going. I want to create another pass pawn. Knight here was the other idea. Maybe I could just push. Yeah, if you want to take that, take that. Keep pushing. I'm ahead in material, so I'm fine with giving some of it back. Try and show that with what? Try and show that with just the pawns on one section of the board, that my knight will be better, hopefully. Okay. Alright, time for knights to be tricky. I'm on the knight. I have tricky forks. Keep these pawns going. New passed pawn. My opponent is being a bug. Rook here attacking this pawn. Gotta get this bishop out of here. What a giant pest. Giant pest award goes to that bishop. Knight takes knight. Oh, I could take this pawn. I'm going to do that, I think. My opponent moved in this game. Knight takes knight. Here. Take that pawn. What's the matter with you? Take that pawn. Maybe rook there. I could play knight c to b7 maybe. Alright, he's gone far enough, hasn't he? You've gone far enough. I don't want you to inch any closer. Okay, knight here. Keep my knights together. There's rook check. I want to kick the knight and then do a rook check and simplify. King position. Keep my rook right where it's at. If the rook moves, I promote. So eventually I force the king into a not so great place. Check. I knew that one was coming. Let's get out of that with the check. I want to do pawn push. Control that diagonal. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. 2 minutes in this one. Pawn push? Yeah. You need to get out of there, bishop. You definitely need to get out of there. You are a giant pest. This knight needs to go. Waiting move. King here, check. I don't want the king to go to b6. Okay. I feel like... What do I feel like? Hang on. Let's take that. Give check. Action here, less than 2 minutes. Oh, man. I have a plan, I think. Pawn push. Keep that king out. Action here. What's the cleanest way to victory in this one? How about this? Get behind a pawn and start pushing it, just like I'm doing in this game. Actually, you know what's simpler in this one? All right, let's do this. My king's gonna pick up that pawn and then run and attack the rook. That's the game plan. Oh man, I'm gonna take that. There's no longer mate, at least in this one. So what does that imply? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? I just got to make a move. There's a quicker way to win this one. I got to do that. Oh man, I went to the wrong... Darn it, I wanted to be able to defend my second rank when that pawn was captured. You know what that means now. Can't do that. Okay, here I come. Here I come. Going after that rook. Coming after that rook. Coming after you. I changed my mind. I'm looking to promote now. Let's just block that. Gotta be an easier way. I don't care about that pawn. Take him. Just want to promote. This game right here, I wanted to get to this. When I move my rook here, it's just bad news, isn't it? Yeah, I gotta... Oh, this is so annoying. My knight is just a fool. I forgot. Oh, rook here, is that available? Let's see. Oh, I thought I lost. Thought my time ran out on that one. Good game. 2 games remaining. Just keep my pawn going. Keep going. Yeah. Oh, I could... No, I can't play there. What am I talking about? See, I'm just in big trouble here. Very, very big trouble. That king is just such a pest. Such a pest. I was supposed to have available to me rook to the second rank when that rook took my pawn on A, and I went to C1 thinking I could just make a passing move. So now get my knight out of the way and with tempo, and now I'm ready to run with that pawn. Less than a minute for both of us in this one. This one shouldn't be an issue. Objectively, time-wise, it's always a big deal. It's a very good move, of course. Can't move my knight too far because of rook moves. Pawn push, I guess. Yeah, I feel like my opponent's going to be putting me in Zugzwang very soon. This is just being held together by a thread. I need to get my king active, but guess what? I can't. I can't get the poor king active. Remember this. Very powerful idea. Cut the king off. He gets to play on rank 1 and 1 alone. Not a fun thing at all. Can the tricky knight save the day? I doubt it. I doubt it, because now I have to do what? Now the rook is going to be able to get here. I guess I got to do that. My opponent resigned in this one. Okay, good game. Last game. Last time I was down to just one game. It was against this guy, and I think I lost on time. Just totally slipped my mind. Rook check. Seems good. I'll end up dropping both of these pawns. I have to get my rook active. I can't even do that, though. This king is such a pest. Such a pest. It's as simple as that. Now the back rank mates are back on. I have nothing. I can't get my king active. I gotta get my king active, and I can't. Could I try something sneaky? Is there anything sneaky left? There is that tricky knight. Save the day somehow. I'm busted in this one. Bishop takes pawn. Whoa, what is that move? Rook here. Starting to smell sneaky stuff, maybe. My opponent is down on time. That's about all I have. Bishop takes pawn is available. Oh, I almost lost on time there. I almost lost on time there. Okay, let's see. I'm on a pawn. I can maybe give checks. Fear the tricky knight. Maybe get some lateral checks in there. Some lateral checks I'm looking for. Ah, the tricky knight. Fear him. He's dangerous. He is always the most dangerous player around. Oh. That pawn is dangerous. He is definitely dangerous, that pawn. Yes, he is. I can't even do anything. Ah, that mistake earlier cost me big time. Big time. Very big time. 20 seconds to 40 seconds, 10-second increment. Gotta move the knight. Rook right here. The knight's pinned. I would actually lose. Rook takes bishop. These pawns just keep marching, man. They have no fear. These pawns have no fear. They just keep marching. They just keep marching, those pawns. Oh, now the bishop could just take my knight. Oh, or that. Or that one. Discovered checks. Looks so much fun, doesn't it? My king isn't afraid, though. Is he? Rook check. King here. Oh, it's so much more beautiful when there's only one move. Makes the thinking so easy. Double check. Gotta move here. Oh, that's mate. That's a cool way to finish. Very nice. Good game. I was busted. Yeah, I totally forgot. Again, I had to be able to play my king up to the second as soon as that pawn was captured. Forgot about that detail. Good game, Reed Raiders. Okay, also a good game to everybody else who played. Namely Shoshante, Jalvisas81, Reed Raiders, Matish, and Patriot Chess. Yeah, sorry about that, Patriot Chess, me losing on time. That does happen, though, occasionally.